This is Millie Weaver reporting for MillennialMillie.com. The Southeast School District here in Ohio is scheduled to begin a meeting on whether students are going to be forced to wear masks this upcoming fall when school starts. Angry parents upset about the masks have already packed the meeting room, and they are scheduled to give their thoughts during the meeting. This decision will impact whether or not many parents will be sending their children to public school this year. Are you prepared to homeschool your kids if they decide to bring the masks back for any reason?
We did last year, and our kids are taken out of the school district as we speak. They already are. And we will not bring them back until they can make decent, reasonable decisions.
I'd like to, because this place is a lot of people here obviously for the same thing, I'd like to limit this to 20 minutes and one comment per person that wants to speak. So we'll go by show of hands, and we'll start now.
Most of our private schools in the area went to school full-time. They did not wear masks. They did not do a hybrid schedule. There were no outbreaks that we've heard of. I don't see why our children should have to wear masks in school this year, considering that all of those private school kids, because their education is paid for, got a better education and did not have to go through half of what my child had to go through in kindergarten last year.
Implementing a mask mandate due to impulsive demands and incomplete data, it does our children injustice. It stunts their natural growth and development, and it steals their childhood. These policies don't represent American values. I don't want my child, any of your children, or our teachers forced to wear masks. Stand with us to ensure the right decision is made for our school district. Thank you.
I am a bus driver at Southeast. Last year, seeing these kids in the masks, I had so many problems. So many. It was, when it's 90 degrees outside, it's 115 in my bus. The kids, I was supposed to yell at them to keep their mask on. I'm not going to do that. They couldn't breathe.
My son has attended Southeast for a couple months in kindergarten. He was a kindergartner having to wear a mask and was telling me about how kids in his classroom were being punished and having their cards pulled for not wearing their mask right over their nose, and those cards being pulled was hurting their self-esteem, and it was making them have to sit out of recess time. My son was developing asthmatic symptoms, coughing, sinus problems, to where his pediatrician was wanting to give him an asthma inhaler. He never had any of those problems prior, and after the masks were done and the school year ended, after a couple weeks, everything resumed and went back to normal. Have you guys done any type of medical research? Are you actually checking to see what physical health impact this is having on our children, forcing them to wear a mask for 7 to 8, maybe even 9 hours a day, non-stop?
My middle school child told me they were supposed to get mask breaks. The only time she was able to breathe is if she asked to go to the bathroom to take her mask off. They were not given mask breaks. My second grader, who's in the third grade, refused to wear a regular mask. If you put that on him, he would hyperventilate. So I got him to wear a gaiter. He would put the gaiter on, and by the time the bus came, he already had the thing soaked with him breathing through it. So he would spend the entire day, I would send 2 masks, I would put one in his bag and say, switch it at lunch. He would come home with it, wring it out with spit and bacteria that he's breathing all day long. Again, 7, 8 hours a day. This should be a choice. It should be my choice. It should be my husband's choice, not your choice. And if you're going to mandate it be a choice, I demand evidence, medical evidence that has been peer-reviewed and shown to us that the masks have worked, because that curve has not changed with or without the masks.
The media is not telling you the crisis that healthcare is in. There are not enough nurses to care for the patients, and I pray that none of you get sick because the hospitals are in big trouble.
Just to refute what she was saying, I've been to many hospitals the past couple months, and I will say, like, myself going personally, my kids going, every time I've gone to the hospital, even the nurses there and the doctors there have expressed to me that they think the whole mask thing is pointless and they don't agree with it. So there's obviously a difference of opinion even throughout the medical community.
If not everyone is wearing their mask, then it doesn't work. And we know that not everyone is wearing their mask. So my recommendation is still, even though I definitely am pro-mask and pro-vaccine, is that it still be the parent's choice, because not everyone is wearing the mask, so it doesn't work.
I just wanted to make a point that nobody here is wearing a mask. Nobody. And I don't know how many of you seen the video of the girl running track in a mask that passed out at the finish line? Passed out. There's really nothing else to be said.
There's a reason why I signed that dotted line and joined the Marine Corps. You know, it's for the freedom and the right to do what we do. And to take an option away and have my kids go through what they got to do, I understand guidelines and this, that, but you know what? When it comes to a kid trying to learn, that is a first timer, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, they're going to be bothered with the mask. To me, it is misunderstood. It is wrong. And I'll stand beside my kids. If they don't want to wear a mask and we have to go to homeschooling, that's what we're going to do.
We demand as parents that you stop forcing our kids to wear masks. Every adult that has wanted to get the vaccine has had ample time to get the vaccine. All of the teachers, the staff, administrative professionals, if they wanted the shot, they could have got it. And I bet you that most of you already have it. Let's stop masking children when the likelihood that they are going to be killed from COVID or have any type of symptoms at all is slim to none. Thank you.
That we're asking you as parents to give us the freedom to choose what is best for our child. As many other people have said, Millie, I'm so happy to see you here. Many may not know who you are, but I do. Rock on, girl, I love you. You have had your opportunity to get your vaccine. So if you are afraid of this disease, and I'm so sad for you that you live in terror like that, you've had the choice to take the vaccine. And those of us that don't want to have it, it's our body, our choice. We should not be forced to.
And I love this school to death. I want my kids to report. I want them to be a proud Southeast pirate. But I feel like we need to be able to be full-time. We need to be able to have the parent choice for the masks. That is my fight right now.
Thank you all, especially to those who spoke. We hear you. We appreciate the turnout to talk about a very, very sensitive, tough topic. And we are with you guys.
Ohio and the United States are required to put a policy in place for mask coverings, required mask coverings. So it's my recommendation that tonight we move that policy. Our goal at Southeast local schools, have every student, every single day, except on buses and vans, to not wear masks. If we were counting emails sent to me and obviously the public outcry tonight, I would say more people are in favor of a parent choice. And we were responsive to that opinion tonight with our responsible plan in allowing parents to have that choice. We value our parents, we value our students, and we value the parents' option to make that decision what they feel is best for them and their families.
What do you think about the decision that they made here today to discontinue the mask in the classroom but to continue the mask on the buses?
I love that they discontinued the mandate for in the building. I really hope that sticks. I'm concerned about the buses.
What are the consequences of not following that?
So as a bus driver, if I come and pick up the students and they're not wearing a mask, I don't let them on.
So just like we did last year, we'll go through all the policies.
What if I don't wear one?
What's that?
What if I don't wear one? Will I be fired?
Listen, I don't want to get into a back and forth tonight on the policy. Right now, we're talking about the responsible restart plan is going to be. You have to make an individual decision yourself, and we'll have But to go to Rose's question, and I think Mrs. Bailey's question, the consequences of not following a mandate come with huge implications of federal funding or state funding.
I have a feeling they're not going to be as enforced as strictly as they expect them to be, but I don't think it'll stick very long either. These parents have had enough. We're done.
We pulled our 6 children out of this district last year as a result of their poor decisions and poor judgment that they already exhibited. Now, they at least pulled the masks for now, but it's not good enough. The public transportation is nonsense. The kids are sitting in basically shipping containers when it's 100 degrees outside or 30 degrees outside. The CDC mandate, which is not a real thing because the CDC has no mandating authority, regardless if it's given to them or not from the president.
There's really no point in making parents' choice within the building and then having a flip-flop answer on or a different policy when it comes to school buses. It's all or nothing, and I really don't think that they should have made that choice. I understand why they're making the choice that they're making, but it's still a violation of our Constitution.
Do you think they made that decision, in your opinion, based on the child's best interests or funding issues?
I think it was definitely funding issues. I understand their situation. You know, they need that funding. But obviously, they made the mask mandate in the building optional because they know that's what the parents want. They know that's what's best for the kids. It doesn't make sense to mandate them on the bus. I really hope it's gone soon.
Do you think the decision today that they made was based off of the best interest of the children, or do you think it was really just based off of money and financing and getting money from the Fed?
The decision they made today, which is subject to change, as they said, was in the best interest of protecting their positions. Because the number of people in here is a very bad election committee against them.
It's pretty clear that the decision isn't about COVID-19, because if they're wearing the mask on the bus and then they just go to school and they take it off, they're all going to be exposed to whatever germs they have regardless. So would you say that decision was made based on funding issues?
Well, I think the decision was made based on a CDC mandate that said all public transportation, including school buses and vans, were required, mandated to wear masks. So we're following that mandate. Certainly, funding is a concern. Shutting us down is a concern. The federal government has a mandate. We believe we should follow it. And if not, you could risk losing federal funding. And this district gets a lot of federal funding, and/or you could risk them closing our doors if they wanted to.
Do you feel pressured as a board member by the federal government to vote in favor of the masks on the buses?
Oh, absolutely. Why do you have a local school board elected to represent the people that pay taxes here, holding their hand saying you can't decide on what happens to the children in your own school district? Washington is dictating it, and I have a problem with that.
Okay, so you guys are getting pressure from Washington, from the federal government.
State, the feds, everybody, yes. The CDC, the Department of Health. This whole thing is a mess and is blown way out of proportion in my eyes.
If it costs more at the end of the day to not have the federal government telling the school boards and the parents how to run everything, right, then maybe that would be worth it?
I think so.
Right.
These are our children. This is our life. These are our choices, and we should be able to make them on our own.
What would be the ramifications if, say, you guys today had voted to not have the masks on the bus? If they wanted to, what could they do to the school? Like, how would it play out? Would parents just not be able to take their kids to school in the fall?
So we also have board attorney, and that's their recommendation from their law firm as well. So I want to, it's not something we just decide based on the CDC, but also we get a law firm involved to say what decision do you think is best from a legal perspective, because you want to get the legal perspective as well. So I guess we'll wait and see what some other schools decide to do, and if somebody wants to challenge that and not have their kids wear on transportation, then we'll see what type of ramifications take place from the government. So
okay.
It really, I I can't tell you if schools or if any schools or what schools are going to decide to supersede that mandate or to go against that mandate. But it'll be pretty interesting to see how that plays out, what the federal government will do if you're not following a requirement.
Just read a couple lawsuits in other states where the school districts are suing the state saying, wait a minute, this mask has got out of control. So
This is what happens when parents stand up and fight back. The parents in the Southeast School District may not have won the entire battle over the mask policy. However, children no longer being forced to wear masks in classroom setting is a massive victory. The children are still going to be required to wear masks on the school bus, but parents can also opt out of having their children ride the school bus. So all in all, standing up and fighting back is the way to go, because that's how you get clear and true results. We can resist the tyranny if we all stand up and fight back together. This is Millie Weaver, signing off. God bless our troops and God bless America.
We have become dependent on a corrupted, unsecure network, the so-called World Wide Web. This is not the intergalactic computer network we were promised. The web makes us vulnerable to hacking, tracking, any form of digital attack. It's easily gamed, misused, and even abused. Censorship, cancel culture, and deplatforming are symptoms of a larger problem. We're stuck in technological cul-de-sacs controlled by big tech, whose interests take precedence over ours. Their technology is built around conditioning and addiction, control and domination. However, it doesn't have to be this way. Our solution is the Quantum User Experience. QUX, or QUIX, is your portal to a new digital universe. When you join QUIX, you have unlimited access to whatever content you want. You can live stream, upload your own videos, audio, music, images, post and listen to podcasts. QUIX even allows you to use Android apps and games. You deserve the online experience you want to have. Create collections or share new content with your family, community, or the world. You can pull content from other websites and platforms to QUIX easily, or you can upload directly to QUIX. QUIX isn't a publisher, it's an interface where anyone can publish and everyone can control their own digital experience. You can monetize your viral creations. QUIX pays content creators double what other platforms offer, with affiliate codes and other forms of monetization. Or just lean back and enjoy QUIX.